gearheads, you know, so you want more.
Yeah, I'm sure eventually that supercharger is gonna go in.
Eventually, you know, it's maybe I wouldn't want to go turbo. I don't know, you know, it's like I say a lot of things.
Yeah,
but you know,
turbo's fun, but since this is your only car right now, I wouldn't be the best, you know. It's just it's a headache, you know.
Yeah,
there's a lot more things that you have to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, I see all these guys, you know, turboing their case years, and I'm like, hey, that's amazing. Like, you have a good amount of power
already,
yeah, and then you're boosting it. I mean, it's like
that's even more power.
I just think, okay, bills, money, slicks, this and that, like a lot of money.
What a great experience. Thank you so much, Kike.
Appreciate it.
Such a cool experience, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I understand. That's the reason why we love these cars, man. They're just something about them, man. They're not the fastest. They're not the most techy ones, but just it gives us a smile, you know.
Definitely, that's the job.
Alright, everyone, welcome back to Automotive Anatomy. Today we have Kike. Kike, thank you so much for making the time for us, man. Seriously, thank you so much for driving the distance. This is like what, 2.5 hour drive at least?
2.5 hours, exactly.
Wow, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Sure.
What do you drive?
I drive a 1997 Honda Civic DX with a 2000 front end.
A DX, nice, okay.
The cheapest one.
The cheapest one, the better one.
Yeah.
So tell us, before we start into this beautiful build, like, when do you remember thinking, I like cars, this is the hobby that I kind of want to pursue?
Man, I think ever since I was little, you know, my first toy set was Hot Wheels.
Okay.
Una pista. And, you know, obviously those are like supercars for a little kid.
Yeah.
But when I was a teen, I had a friend who had a Chevy Cavalier. And that's when Too Fast, Too Furious and Fast and Furious was on. So he had actually a Blitz body kit, and I wanted it. And I asked him, are you selling it? And he's like, no. So I asked him for like a good year. I said, hey, can you please sell it to me? Whenever you sell it to me, like, I'm sure I'm gonna give you a good amount of money. He's like, cansó el amigo. He's like, okay, I'll sell it to you.
Okay.
He sold it to me with the 17-inch rims, body kit. The only downfall, it was his automatic.
Okay.
Y dije, bueno, no hay pedo, you know?
How old were you?
I was 17.
17, yeah, 17. That's good. Yeah.
Right? So I worked as a server, and I saved up my money, but I didn't know that my parents were also gonna give me a graduation car.
No way, okay.
So it was a 94 Cavalier, but my parents gave me a 1992 Chevy Beretta, two-door.
Huh.
Those are the old school también.
Oh, okay, so what's up with Chevys in your family, huh?
I mean, it was like whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so
now you're 18, you have 2 cars.
I have 2 cars, yes.
Lucky, okay.
But I obviously just wanted to drive my Cavalier.
Okay,
That was my thing. I painted it. I painted it sky blue because the paint was chipping. I put better wheels, better tires, brake suspension, everything. And then I let my friend borrow it, and he didn't have a license. Y se lo quitaron.
Oh no.
So my mom was like, you know, you should let it go. And I was like, no, I can't let it go. Long story short, I got it out. I fixed a little bit of the dents that they had done at the junkyard, and I sold it. And then about a month later, my Beretta's headlights went out, and some guy was like, if you go to Ballistic Motorsports, there's this guy named Memo, he has stuff for cars. And I was like, oh, okay. So I pull up and I see this car. This car used to be all white.
Interesting.
And it had a for sale sign.
Oh, even better.
I was like, wow, okay. So I
forget the headlights, right? Straight to the car.
So I go in there and I'm like, hey, who's Memo? He's like, oh, it's me, a real cool guy. And I'm like, so I need headlights. We get the headlights done. And I go, and whose car is this? He's like, oh, it's mine.
Nice.
And I'm like, well, how much do you want? And he's like, why don't you drive it first? Let's see if you like it. And when I saw that it was stick shift up, I'm like, I like it. I don't care what else it has. If it's stock, I want it. So,
were you able to test drive it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He was with me on the passenger seat, and So then he was actually in the mixture of putting a body kit también, all
Okay.
stuff. So he was like, yeah, I want to put this on. I don't know if you want to put it on. We can just add it to the bill. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So
Yeah, let's do it.
I went to my mom and my dad.
So
and I
hard
was
to
like,
convince, huh?
Yeah. And my dad was like, you just gotta, you know, settle down. You just sold this car. Everything comes at its time. You're gonna learn one day. And it's like, came in here, came out through here.
Okay, Dad, thanks.
Yeah.
Can you go with me to get it?
And I went to my manager at work and I said, can I work as many shifts as I can? I can do double shifts if I can.
Wow.
And he's like, okay. So it was actually summer, which is, I used to be a server. So summer, right in the beach. So a lot of tourists came in. So I made my money and I was like, I don't want you to drive the car, but please don't sell it.
Save it. Okay.
And he's like, okay. So I gave him $500 deposit, and then a month I paid him the rest, and we got the body kit painted white. And then he also was like, well, I do also have Lambo doors that I wanted to put on. And I said, okay. Okay. I'm like,
hey, can you give me an extra shift on Sunday?
And so I was like, okay, Lambo doors, man. I've never seen a Honda with Lambo doors. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
There's a reason why, Kike. There's a reason.
Yeah. So I did it. And so when I had it all complete, it was, outside it looked beautiful. But inside it was still a D16 single head. And I was like, I need more power. I mean, if I look fast on the outside,
I'll be furious in the engine.
Right? Yeah. So I was like, to my friend Memo, since I started getting to know him
now
more
we're friends.
more,
Yeah, he's only pretty much the whole car. Yeah.
He's like, hey, well, you know, we can get engines, whatever you want. Let's see. So we were first going to get a B16, and that was set on the B16. And then he's like, you know what? I found something better. I found an Acura GSR engine. It's a little more powerful. It's a little bigger. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see. So he ordered it. We put it on. Took about a month to put it on because it was him and I. I learned a lot doing it with him, you know, because I would go on my days off from work and I would do like electrical little things and putting it on.
That's cool.
And like, honestly, I see that guy like a brother.
Man, he became a really good friend.
He's
sounds
a really good friend. He's still my real good friend.
That's awesome. See cars.
Yeah.
Cars bring us together. Yeah. But they're just getting expensive. But you would stick with Honda then?
Yeah, no. See, that's beautiful over there.
Oh, EF hatch? Yeah. Sounds very nice.
Thank you.
Wow. And it's very comfortable. I mean, that's what I mean, how long have you had that suspension on?
Wow, it's been a good 8 years.
Okay. Still holding on then.
Still holding on, yeah, and it's been to the track
Careful.
a few times.
Man, some people just don't know how to drive to this morning, huh?
They're angry.
Yeah, they're angry. Well, you've been to the track?
Yeah.
Really?
I've taken it to Button Willow.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I've gone 4 times to Button Willow. I took it to Streets of Willow once.
Okay.
And then where my cousin lives in Santa Maria, there's this club, well, it's owned by the Porsche Club, but they do an autocross event.
Oh, okay.
So every month or so they do autocross events, and I've gone to the last 2. So we're like the outsiders, you know? Because
Yeah.
he brings his Type R,
Yeah.
and then I bring this thing, and everybody else has like Caymans and like
911s. Yeah.
And it's like, bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
You've had the car since when?
I bought it in, fíjate, I bought it in July 7th of 2007.
7 is your lucky number.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So 2007, 2022. So obviously you've had it for a long time. This is a well over a decade build, which is amazing. And so it kind of reminds a lot of us that this takes time. This is not a 3-month endeavor. You know, this takes time. So
definitely.
Yeah, man, it looks beautiful, and
thank you.
I like the fact that you know, regardless of the headaches, you know, you now have a beautiful car. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, is the car painted or is it wrapped?
It's actually a wrap.
Okay.
It's made by Tiny Bot Vinyl.
Okay.
and the color is called Space Gray to Purple Pearl.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's what gives it that chameleon.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah. Sometimes if you see it from an angle, it looks just purple, but sometimes if you see it from another angle, it kind of blends in with the gray.
Okay.
So,
and if there's sun hits it directly, does it pop like a little shiny? Or
yeah, it pops a little bit grayer, so it has like the little
that's
areas.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it.
I wanted to go different, you know. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful red Milanos, you know, electro blue, SIs, and blacks. But I was like, you know, I want to do something different.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? No disrespect to any of the Honda crew or love, you know, I love it.
I'll disrespect them for you.
Right?
Yeah,
they're
like,
like
whack.
freaking ricer.
No, I get you. No, yeah, but it's cool that you went with a different route, and it's not like you're trying to do an EM1 clone or, you know,
Right.
specifically. You're just saying, I want to do something different, and I want to add my touch. And you say you ended up going with a 2000 front end.
Yeah.
So did you pick that up all from the junkyard, or how was the story on that?
So what I ended up doing, I started, this is pretty much all eBay.
Okay.
All eBay, right? Except the fenders. The fenders are actually Honda. Everything else, you know, the lip is a spoon rep from eBay, Samiana grill, headlights. So it was.
Did you get the bumper from eBay as well?
Yes.
Everything fits really nice. That's why
Yeah.
there's no gaps.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's good.
Yeah. So it did have a little bit of a kind of a gap. But the guy that wrapped it, obviously Eddie Maya, he's a really good guy. He actually takes everything apart to wrap. So he was like, I gotta really put everything so it lines up.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So that was a good blessing that
yeah.
he put it back together, and
It looks very nice.
yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's awesome, man. Okay, and so the entire car is wrapped, and then mirrors. Did you vinyl wrap those or?
Yes, those are gloss black.
Oh, nice. And they're stock, right?
They're stock.
Okay. Has like a different angle. I was like, maybe they're not stock. Okay. Cool. And then rear visor.
Rear visor is actually a Viz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's carbon fiber.
No
It's
way.
obviously old, so it's chipping.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it's true carbon fiber.
I've always liked that rear visor. Why? I don't know, man. I just that rear visor on those cars. I had one on my coupe, and I don't know. I like them very much, man.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was actually carbon fiber. That's cool, man.
Yeah. I also used to have a little Password JDM Gertie flap,
Oh.
but you know, the glue wasn't sticking anymore, so I said, you know what, it better just go keep it like that.
Yeah. And yeah, as we move this way, like we see a little bit more purple, and so like the car definitely like it gives you a different sense of color every single time, which is cool. I really like that.
Thank you.
The little flap that you're talking about, I really like those two as well. I think it will give a nice little accent
Pop.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of wheels do you have right now?
These are Koenigs
Oh.
15x7s.
Okay.
So funny story, the lip used to be black,
Okay.
and the rest of the wheel used to be red.
Oh, wow.
That's how they came. And so when the car was all white before wrapping, I super wrapped them.
Okay.
And Targa blue.
Okay.
And so I knew that that color wasn't going to be popping with this wrap. So also a good friend of mine, he also does a little bit of painting, and he obviously works for the city. So he's like, I could do this for a real good price. And I said, okay, please do. So I actually wanted the TE37, that special gray that they have. And he's like, well, that's a really hard color to come with. You know, it's a combo, and I don't have the flake and all that stuff. So we've chosen it's called Bolts Gray.
Bolts gray. Okay.
Yes, and they've been great wheels for me.
Yeah, look great, man. Yeah, I really like them.
Thank you.
And then, so you said they were 15x7. Okay. And what kind of tire size?
205, 50, 15s.
Gotcha.
On Hancocks right now.
Okay. And then brake setup that you have?
I have a big brake wheelwood kit in the front, and since it's a DX, this one came with a drum brake in the back.
Okay.
So I did the EX conversion,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
the rear disc conversion.
And you just did an EX one out of a Civic, right?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
nothing crazy. But yeah, bro, that's it. You know, it's been a long process for sure. And I'm so thankful and blessed, you know, that I still have my little shitbox.
Yeah. Yeah, we love shit boxes around here, man. That's what keeps us going. You know, there's nothing wrong with EVs and new cars and all that stuff. They smell great. They drive even better. But the nostalgic feel and just the way you feel, the memories that you feel with these cars, that's what makes it up. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Maddie's forever, man. Do their work, huh?
Yeah.
Woo. No wonder you broke your transmission.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun, man. This car's great. It pulls nicely, man.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like that's the perfect set of power for this generation Civic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like that should have been stock, but you know.
Exactly. You know, if you had this from the beginning, I think not a lot of modifications would have been done on engines.
Mm-hmm. And then suspension, what do you have?
I have a Tanabe Super Sport with a Skunk 2 camber kit on. Interior, I have the whole center console and the dash here with the speedometer is. I got all that hydro dipped.
Oh, okay.
And carbon fiber. The steering wheel is carbon fiber.
Gotcha.
But the rest is
just hydro dip.
Hydro dip, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. And then DX, so manual window things, which I really like, the handles. Okay. And then the seats, what kind of seats?
The seats are Sparco R600s.
Okay. Sparco R600. Man, the whole center console, huh? Where the e-brake,
whole center
everything.
console, yeah.
Awesome.
The glove box.
Oh yeah, the glove box, yeah. It's cool. Nice, very nice touches. So when are you gutting it?
You know what?
Don't gut it. Don't gut it. Keep as is.
Before, well, I don't have. I don't put anybody in the back seat. And I was actually planning on just taking the back seats off, because eventually, what I want to do in the future, if everything goes according to plan, I would like to use this car just for track use.
Oh, okay.
So I would definitely like to have at least a 4-point roll cage.
Very clean. Honestly, it looks comfortable. Just keep as is, man. This is cool. I really like it. Engine. Let's talk about the engine power.
Just a D16.
I don't know. The pool says otherwise. We'll see. It sounded like it was some type of K. I just don't know if it was K20 or K24. He just sees quiet.
I'm like, I'm speechless.
Let's see. Hey, I don't know anything about cars, but that doesn't look like a K nor a D series, so it has to be somewhere in between. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I love that valve cover. All right, well, what are we staring at, Kike? Man, this is beautiful.
So, this is a 1998 B18 C1 GSR. I have DC headers, Skunk 2 intake manifold, throttle body, Hotsport motor mounts, Skunk 2 cooling lines, AEM cold air intake. Just your simple setup. I didn't want to go too crazy in the fact that now, since I could pass smog, I didn't want to go into like crazy bigger throttle body and bigger intake manifold. It does the job. I'm happy with it. It's giving me a lot of headaches, but honestly, I can't think of going lower. But I definitely wish I could have a K. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, well, you know, that's where everybody's going at. That's the direction everybody's going.
Yeah.
Beautiful car. So it's been refreshed. So right now everything's just up to OEM spec.
Yes.
Transmission
is actually an LSD. Funny story, I was actually going for a job interview and I had to drive up this very steep mountain, and I think I was just barely going on third gear. On my way down, I finished my interview, I'm on the freeway, and I just hear like clack, and I hear like metal scraping, and I look down my rearview mirror and I see something like flying out, and somehow I don't have 5th gear or 4th gear. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I get off and I go back to my friend Memo to Ballistic, and I go, bro, I don't have 5th or 4th. And he's like, okay, let's jack it. He's a real cum guy, right? And he's like,
You're freaking out here. He's
and
like,
I'm like,
it's okay.
he's like, yeah, bro, your transmission is cracked. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That's what it
and
was.
he's like, yeah. And he shows me the big hole, and I'm like, oh my God.
You've been driving like that?
Yeah. And he's like, well, you can take my car. He's always been a great brother.
Aww.
So he let me borrow his car, and in like a matter of a good week, he's like, do you want something strong or something just regular? I'm like, bro, like you're asking me to tempt me.
Yeah, it's strong.
And I'm like, well, a strong one. He goes, okay, well, we have this LSD. And I said, okay. So when I got the transmission, I did a few pulls. Of course, I got pulled over.
Of course.
Of course, I got pulled over. I was feeling like, yeah, Need for Speed. Let's go.
Kike, thank you so much, man, for making the time for us. Thank you so much for sharing the stories.
Thank you.
Pretty cool. I love the car, man. I love the build. Again, thank you. You have no idea how much it means for us to share your story, for us to drive this far distance. It's time away from family. So thank you so much, man. Definitely appreciate it. Any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to say first and foremost, you know, to my wife, you know, because she hates it.
Nice.
But she knows that it's my passion.
She didn't even watch. She's like, I don't hate it. I just like it very much.
So thanks for keeping up with me, and you know, understanding that, you know, I have a passion for cars, and you know, this is one of them. My friend Memo, like my brother, you know, he's been there since day one, of course, since I bought the car. My cousin Jay, he's better known as DC2 Type R on Instagram. If I'm mistaken, I'll send you the link later on. Let's see. Wow, everybody who has helped me. Eddie Maya, who wrapped the car, real good guy in Santa Barbara. George Nava, better known as 16G37 on IG también. He did my wheels. And you know, over the years, it's been, I could probably be missing people.
Oh yeah, you are.
But I mean, I'm sure I'm naming the ones that are most important to me right now.
And anybody else who worked on the car that you can't remember at the moment, you know?
Exactly.
As we continue to get kicked out of these parking lots, it's like more and more cars keep parking. But anyways, thank you so much, Kike. I definitely appreciate the time, man. Keep building it. We love to see, you know, these cars on the road, especially with builders like yourself who are here for the long run and really have a love and dedication and passion for these chassis, and not just for fun or, you know, just to mess with them and destroy them. So thank you so much, Kike. I definitely appreciate the time.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.